I get it together. Off the rippy. We have to have it together. Mm. We still had this Troy Isley on here. We still had this Troy Isley. Making sure I could hear. Making sure I could hear. And that echoing. Oh, it's still on. No, blood. It's hot. It's hot. It was hot yesterday, Norby. It was hot, blood. It was hot last night. I'm just chilling. It's Sunday. I really was just sitting here thinking about how people think that boxing goes one way. First of all, make sure y'all hit the cash app. People be thinking boxing is one way, and then when you get in there, you could barely even get anything done. And my man was like, bro, it's hard to explain. And I'm like, no, it's not. I know exactly what you're saying. Because I'm talking about my man A. And I'm like the people you see like Floyd and Roy, and they be yap, 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 landing all them shots. Like, you have no idea how hard it is to get that off for real. You get a pull counter off and be landing it perfect and doing, man, that shit is hard to do, bro. It's not easy as you think. So when y'all looking at it, you think you could just no, it don't work like that. So when I was we was talking about Ryan Garcia and Devin, and I'm like, it actually hurts him more that he got took into a no contest. And then somebody gonna say, well, why does it hurt him more? And I'm like, because it doesn't. He's not gonna realize he needs to fix things. That's when it get real. What's good with Keishel? So it just be like, you in your mind, you don't realize like you need to fix this. Yeah, listen, people's brand take hits all the time. All the time, bro. People's brands take numerous hits. That's when people get things wrong when they worrying about what the outside eye is thinking. Period. Point blank. That's foolishness. That is foolishness on a Sunday. It really is because you supposed to be worried about your brain. These niggas ain't in there fighting. If you knew how money worked, they're not paying for nothing. You paying for it. It's your labor and everything. So when it come down to it, it's on you. You gotta chill. You gotta be honest with yourself or you get your head knocked off and almost killed like Devin did. And this is the thing. Nobody was already watching cuz. This is why he was posting all the sparring him. Listen, just going you it's like y'all wasn't realize I don't know what y'all was looking at. But when I looked at the landscape of things and really seeing what my man was trying to put out there, I was like, man, he can't be that good. Why is he showing everybody everything all the time? Like, what is he trying to prove? What is he trying to prove? If you nice and you nice, we gonna see you nice eventually because you're gonna be knocking people out. And then I remember one time everybody Devin was fighting, Tiafimo was fighting, and he was just knocking them out. Brands can definitely be rebuilt, just like folks. But some people's mental can't be rebuilt when they believed in their own hype. And that is crazy. It's normal. You believe in your own hype, you can bust your own pack. You busting your own pack eventually. You know what I mean? So it don't really help cause those things happen because the reason why he lost was technical. Frank Martin fought Riviera, he was on some type of enhancement and he still got his head knocked off in there. Riviera, so it's like, why wasn't that a thing? Riviera tested against Frank Martin. Those are facts. Man, hit the cash app, blood. That is a fact. Me and A was just talking about it. Like, hold on. He got tested. He got caught. Then why he ain't nobody mention that? Cause it ain't nothing to mention. He's got whooped. It didn't help him. See what I'm saying? So that don't be the reason why you got whooped. This is the thing too. If you're not on an anabolic steroid, it's not this is why I don't even want to get technical with you. Like, we don't, in boxing, you rarely see guys get caught on anabolic steroids. Hey Siri, you know what?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
We gonna really hold on 1 second. Oh, you know what? I ain't gotta do that. I'll just hit the Bluetooth button.
Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Hey Siri,
Good morning.
gotta be sharp with the Siri. Hey Siri, define anabolic.
Anabolic means relating to or promoting anabolism.
Hey Siri, define anabolism.
Anabolic means relating to or promoting anabolism.
Hey Siri, define anabolism.
Anabolism means the synthesis of complex molecules in living organisms from simpler ones together with the storage of energy, constructive metabolism.
It all has to do about energy. Hey Siri, what is an anabolic steroid?
Anabolic steroids, also known as anabolic androgenic steroids, are a class of drugs that are structurally related to testosterone. The main male sex hormone produce effects by binding to the androgen receptor. Would you like to hear more?
Yes.
Anabolic steroids have a number of medical uses, but are also used by athletes to increase muscle size, strength, and performance. Health risks can be produced by long-term use or excessive doses of air. These effects include harmful changes in cholesterol levels, acne, blood pressure, liver damage, and left ventricular hypertrophy.
Left ventricular hypertrophy, meaning the left side of your heart getting too big. Um, Ostarine is a synthetic amino because of N and INE, and the levels is one. This is the crazy part. This is why nobody really cares. It was 1 billionth of a gram. It had no performance enhancing effects. Those are the facts, and that fact lets us know that. Excuse me, feel like something was in my eye. That fact lets us know that. Listen, it's crazy because we already seen dude been hurt before by lesser punchers. So it's like, what did you think he was gonna do when he got in there? And see, this is the funny thing. Dude been showing he just be dropping people and sparring Ryan and a lot of different people all the time. Like, which really shows me he has a great left hook. And boxing is just not what you think. It is very hard to land some of these shots if you don't understand boxing and you never box. You think you just go in there, put your hands up, and now you just landing shots. Young. Some people don't even know how to land a jab on the face consistently to where you busting him up with the jab to the nose sharply, like boom, and then you really busting him up. Like people don't even know how to do that, bro. And they be really running their mouth about boxing when they don't even understand how to land a jab properly to where it's on the skill set of a Tommy Herney because he know how to just keep flicking it like bang bang like Sergio Martinez, really knowing how to execute the jab, dog. Like I've literally watch it, and then you telling me that taking having a billionth of a gram in your system is a thing. Hey man, this why nobody cares to see Dev. Like, ain't nobody gonna care to see him. Boxing is way harder than what you think, dog. Just the fact that people don't realize that is crazy. You think everybody throwing 15 Roy Jones hooks? It's definitely levels, bro. It's levels. It's levels, bro. It's real levels. It's real levels out here. And then if it's levels, then how on God's green earth was dude gonna learn anything from somebody who never did it? How? If it's levels to boxing, There's levels to skills. There's levels to talent. How is someone who never had the talent, portrayed the talent, cultivated the talent and skills and attributes that it takes, going to coach you, and then you're dropping people off to Floyd and to Freddie Roach like they personal trainers and we about to do an hour session. Now he about to have it. No, blood. And this is just simply talking about using that as an example to discuss how difficult boxing is on all levels. And now, knowing that, now how are you going to tell me that the drugs is what got you stopped? No, bro, that's not it. That's why Cuz is showing m- multiple fights, multiple fighters. Y'all been dropping people with the same hook over and over. Wasn't Osterine. This is why on the level when Barry Bonds and them was saying like, listen, on every level, I was the best. This is where Mark McGuire really, really said it straight for me. Even with the steroids and hitting home runs, he said, listen, on every level, I was the best. I was the best in Pee Wees. I was the best in grade school. I was the best in junior high. I was the best in high school. I was the best in college. And now I'm the best again. I was like, sheesh, who can argue that? Is what it says, is what are they doing to do when it happens again and there's no bailout? The mad hype over this too, like he ain't get his pack busted. They mad hype over this too, like that's the thing, like it's not gonna help the situation for the simple fact that no adjustments are gonna be made. But see, this is where I know the cap because if you really was that confident, you would just get back in there with Sandor, but you don't want to get your pack busted. And niggas know now. So now it's kind of like, man, the jig is up. Like, the jig is up. Either you heems or you not. It's that simple. They can run it back. They can fight at their mama's weight. It's not gonna make too much of a difference, my G. It's just not. That's something it's not gonna do. It's not gonna make too much of a difference for the fact that these things are technical. Because Frank Martin was in there with a man who was on something and he busted his pack. Does Devin getting his zero back erase getting his pack busted? Paul Masters is asking. Shout out to Larry Brown, Tyrese, Keishel, and Norris. It doesn't matter because nobody wants to see you fight. This is Listen, when you say something like we need to get these people out of boxing, you're projecting on you, on yourself. You got yourself out of boxing. Like, you got yourself out of boxing because you didn't know it. It means nothing. Because if it did, it's not gonna change the way you went about it. Nobody's even caring for real. They like you weak. I'm on Instagram and everybody like, man, the fact that everybody's mad at Devin, cause it's like that's not why you lost, bro. You lost because you you don't know boxing. Folks been hitting you upside your head, having you stanky legging. Like you cannot pretend. Listen, you cannot hide your talent and your flaws. You don't have no inside work. You was bigger than everybody. You pulling them. See, this is the thing. You pulled them Adrian Broner moves. You was bigger than them guys. Now you can't get stay. Now you can't stay at 35. What do? And it's people at 35 that'll bust your pack. Cause you really a 30-pound fighter. So now what? That's what I'm saying. It don't make sense. Listen, you can't fire your dad. You just gotta have a talk with him. Hey, listen, he'll rather get his O back and worry about somebody taking a fictitious supplement than to fix his skills. Believe me, I'm telling you. He was in my DM capping. So it's just like I'm not about to. People be sensitive. Them Scorpios, listen, they be sensitive. They'll go to the grave with that cat. That's one thing I know. Scorpios will go to the grave with that cap. What the cap is putting them in the grave. They don't even care. They just gonna continue on capping. But they just don't care. They don't care, dog. He not about to fire nobody. He not about to do none of that. Mm-mm. He ain't doing that, buddy. Mr. Paul Masters. He not. He not. But listen, some changes will be made, whether they like it or not. And if they don't, listen, you will be severely damaged. He already damaged. He already damaged. That beard looking great. You got that Jamaican black castor oil in it. That be listen, that Jamaican black castor really seals in the moisture. I'm about to get that Haitian black castor. Whip the wrist then. He got his wrist wet. He got his wrist wet. Those are facts, buddy. He got that wrist wet. And it all has something to do with understanding boxing on a deeper level. People really be thinking they got the IQ of boxing, but then it don't play out in real time as far as in their skill set. If you say you got it, it needs to be shown in a professional fight during competition when it's on the line. Period. I don't care who it is. Care how sorry the opponent is. And then you have to continue to show it on everybody. Larry Brown says, I want to know, is it me or they wasn't going that hard with the Muslim faith that till the loss? Listen, they never was going hard with it. It is showing your action. Listen, a good Muslim is a good Christian. So it's nothing you can say, because that's not my rule. Them is God's rules. A good Muslim, them is Ham's rules. Ham is the throat chakra. And if Ham is the throat chakra, and the word was with God, and God is the word, then Ham, Aum, Aum, An. You get it. You get it. You get it. The prophet's color is green. I know this looks black, but this is chlorophyll and it's green. Okay? And the prophet's color is green. I just seen that the other day. Muhammad. Muhammad. He had the word. Yesu. Ah. Yesu. Jesus is actually Yesu. Jesus. Listen. Jesus, his color is green. Hamashiach. Ham, black word. Mashiach, which is Messiah, the black Messiah. The black Messiah with the word who rises up. It's Sunday. What do you want me to do? Listen, you gotta take. See, Muslim is not a faith. I gotta correct you on that, Larry, Mr. Brown. Muslim is not a faith. It's a knowing because it's a book of Tehuti. It definitely is. It's like an emerald tablet. It is an emerald tablet of the prophet. It is an emerald tablet, blood. I'm telling you. The Quran is an emerald tablet. Hey, shut up! Night. Shut up. Go have a seat. All that barking you doing. It's unnecessary. There's nothing even going on out there. Listen, dog. The Quran is an emerald tablet. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you. Listen, it say right here, listen. The tablets translated in this work are 10, which are left in the Great Pyramid in the custody of the pyramid priests. The 10 are divided into 13 parts for the sake of convenience. That's because you have 12 cranial nerves and a pineal gland. It's the story of old soul. Yes, Sue. The last two are the great and far reaching in their import that at the present it is forbidden to release them into the world at large. However, in those contained are the secrets which will prove in, inestimable. Wait, Yeah, inestimable value to the serious student. They should read. They should be read not once but 100 times, for only thus can the true meaning be revealed. A casual reading will give a glimpse into the beauty. It says a particular group of priests bearing the tablets immigrated to South America, where they found the flourishing race of the Mayas who remember much of the ancient wisdom among these priests, and the priests settled and remained. In the 10th century, the Mayans had thoroughly settled in the Yucatan. It says, and the tablets were placed beneath the altar of the great temples of the sun god. It says, after the conquest of the Mayas by the Spaniards, the cities were abandoned. You see that? It says it should be understood that the Great Pyramid of Egypt has been and still is the temple of the initiation into the mysteries. Jesus, Solomon, Apollonius, and others were initiated there. The writer who has a connection with the Great White Lodge, which also works through the pyramid priesthood, was instructed to recover and return to the Great Pyramid the ancient tablets. This, after adventures which need to be detailed here, was accomplished. Before returning them, he was given permission to translate and retain a copy of the wisdom engraved in the tablets. This was done in 1925, and only now has permission been given for part to be published. It is expected that many will scoff, yet the true student will read between the lines and gain wisdom. It, if the light is in you, the light which is engraved in these tablets will respond. Now, a word of material aspects of tablets that consist of 12 tablets, emerald green. Emerald green, that's the color of Al Ser. This is why there's the emerald tablets of Tehuti, because he keeps the talent, the knowledge and wisdom of Al Ser. He's the man, what? Formed from the substance. I'm going to say it again. Now, a word, ham, as to the material aspect of the tablets, the material aspect of them. They consist of 12 tablets of emerald green, formed from the substance created through alchemical transmutation. They are imperishable, meaning it don't matter what you say, they will never perish. Because when you come into knowledge, in any time you come into knowledge of the tablets, which are on the great walls of Egypt, resistance to all elements and substances. In effect, the atomic and cellular structure is fixed, no change ever taking place. In this aspect, they violate the material law of ionization. That is a fact because when you leave an apple out, it ionizes and starts to turn brown due to the chemical structure of air. And oh my goodness, this happens to potatoes also. That's why you use acidic things like lemons. It keeps them from ionizing, or you just leave them in water. Upon them are engraved characters in the ancient Atlantean languages. Characters which, listen, Atlantean is in Africa. Characters which respond to attuned thought waves, released the associated mental vibration in the mind of the reader. The tablets are fastened together with hoops of golden colored alloy suspended from a rod of the same material. So much for the material appearance. The wisdom contained therein in the foundation of the ancient mysteries, and for the one who reads with open eyes and mind, his wisdom shall be increased 100-fold. Read, believe or not, but read, and the vibration from therein will awaken a response in your soul. And this is why you got to read these things. It says some 1300 years BC, Egypt, the ancient Kam or Ham was in turmoil, and delegations of priests were sent to other parts of the world. Among these were some of the pyramid priests who carried with them the emerald tablets as a talisman by which they could exercise authority over the less advanced priestcraft and races descendant from other Atlantean colonies, which tablets were understood from the legend to give the bearer authority from Tehuti. See? Look, it say right here, when the time came from him to leave Egypt. Look, I'm going to read. It says, from 16,000 years he ruled the ancient race of Egypt. From approximately 50,000 BCE to, he talking about Tehuti. Listen, Tehuti is not even a, 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 a physical person, dog. It's on the chart. It's on the chart, my G. Tehuti is on the chart. It says Tehuti was an immortal. That is, he had conquered death by passing from one lip. This is the thing that they tell you about in these cultures, even in Islam. You asked, look, it say right here, at the time, the ancient barbarian race among which he and his followers had settled had been raised to the high degree of civilization. Tahuti was an immortal that conquered death by passing on when he willed, and even then not through death. He vast his vast wisdom made him ruler over the various Atlantean colonies, including the ones of South and Central America. And this is later. It says, when the time came for him to leave Egypt, he erected the Great Pyramid over the entrance of the great halls of Amenti, placed in it the records, and appointed guards and secrets from among the highest of his people. In later times, the descendants of those guards became the great pyramid priests, while Tehuti was deified as a god of wisdom, the recorder by those in the age of darkness which followed his passing. In legend, the halls of Amenti became the Tuat, or the underworld, the halls of the gods, where the soul passed after death of judgment. During the later ages, the ego of Tehuti pass into the bodies of men in the manner described in the tablets. As much he incarnated 3 times. Tehuti did. This is where Muslim comes into play. He incarnated 3 times. In his last being, known as Hermes, the thrice born. In his incarnation, he left the writings known to modern occultists as the Emerald Tablets, a later and far lesser exposition known of the ancient mysteries. You see what I'm saying? In one of the books I got, it say he come as the prophet with no face. And if you know, that's Muhammad. The prophet with no face is Muhammad. May peace be upon him. So that's what I'm saying. Any book, the Emerald Tablets, when you read them and it say a key, that's when you gotta know, like, it's not a joke. She says, I want to know. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. When in the Emerald Tablets, it'll tell you it come 3 times. It came as Hermes Trismegistus. That was one time. It came in as the Emerald Tablets, and then he also came as the prophet with no face. And that's in Islam. And he says, but then these are specific writings. So that's when you get the Quran. No, he'll get beat up again, blood. Listen, he cannot take punches at 40, 47. He not heavy enough. He don't have the technical skill. The jig is up. The truth is here. You thought you knew boxing? You didn't. It's time to know it. It's not time to play. Hit the cash app. See, this is what Sundays is about. It's time to know boxing. It's not time to pretend like you know it. You cannot pretend like you know it, dog. It's that simple. Like, you cannot pretend like you know how to box. That's why people be getting knocked out. They be pretending like they know it, bro. And then they don't be knowing it. They don't be knowing it, bro. And they head be off. Pause. They don't be knowing the boxing. And that's that simple. They don't know it. Watch out. You out here barking and acting crazy. They don't be knowing boxing, dog. No, because Joshua Cortez, this is the thing. It's not that Haney is finished. He has to go back down to 130 where his power in boxing dwells. He really a 130 fighter. He not a 40 fighter. He not, that's cat. Tank is at 30, was weighed in at 133, bro. Ryan Garcia is not that small, as you can see. No matter how much PDs Ryan took, he not because they got a different type of fundamental skill. Cortland Moore, Haney solid. He just hasn't gotten better since he was 16 and people overhyped him. Listen, this ain't the amateurs. It's the professionals. So he hasn't become or understood the acumen of professional boxing. Hit the cash app. That's a thing. He hasn't understood that aspect of professional boxing. It's not a hard one. Pause. It's not a hard one. It's not a hard one at all, bro. Reason being is because when you come into the pros, you have to understand that you have to relearn boxing fundamentals. Like amateurs, I've seen amateur boxing, blood. They fundamentals be garbage. They act like amateur boxing is different boxing. Like, and people be coming to the amateurs not understanding the amateurs is the professionals is different. You have to do everything different for the simple fact that you do not have a headgear on. Everything is very different now. There is no headgear on. So all that jazz that you were thinking you were getting off, it's not getting off now. You gotta land meaningful shots. You gotta. It's a way different. It's a way different acumen. It's like talking corporate and private. It's like talking public and private law. Public meaning corporate. Private meaning the United States laws. It's like, what? I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, it is, actually. It's a major thing. You actually got to be careful because it is a thing. It is a thing. And you have to be careful because you can get your Paciente broke open. And that's the thing. Floyd called him solid for a long time. Jabbar War saying, "Peace, God. Can you break down the art of fighting on the inside and the importance of having that skill set?" Tank Coach Kenny said Shakur has no inside work. Hey, listen, that you got to hit that cash app for that. You got to hit the cash app for that. For those type of breakdowns, you got to hit the cash app. Cause you gonna have me talking about a lot of things. You gotta hit the cash app if you want that one, buddy. You gotta do that. It's important. If not, we'll break it. We'll break it down. We'll break it down when we come back because we'll break it down when we come back because we gotta run to the store real quick and grab some things. It's like some onions, onion. Um, what else? A couple different things. Onion, maybe a tomato too, so we can I can make some pindi. with the John, then get some cumin too. Yeah, dog. Hit that cash app. We can get that working. Definitely. Yeah, dog. Y'all hit that cash app. How much? How much you want to give, bro? It's on you. How much you want to give? The cash app is at the thing. I don't tell people how much to donate. It's just whatever you want to donate. If you want me to break it down for you, the better, the more money, the better the breakdown. Just what it is. The cash app is in the John. So it's up to you. But I'll definitely break it down. Let's see what that cash app hitting for. All right, my man Jabari. Shout out to my man Jabari with the $5 cash app. He want me to break down the inside work, and that number five is perfect because we in the season of Heruhuti, so it's very important. So look, with inside work, hold on. Hey, shout out to Jabari with another cash app for $5. That's the 10. Hey, listen, we got it. You in there? Listen, my man Jabari. I'm gonna give you what it is. I'm gonna give you the importance of inside work. The importance of inside work first is because there are some fighters who love to be on the inside, and if you don't have that, it can make you uncomfortable because you feel like you need room to breathe. Secondly, inside work can go from the first range, body to body, then inside range, and then medium range. Those ranges are very important because inside work can save you. Listen, it can save you when you in there with a power puncher because you smother their power. Then it could save you when you in there with a boxer because he gonna be running and you making him uncomfortable and he get to doing all types of weird stuff trying to get out of there, running out of there, panicking. You ain't gotta be doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like inside work is very important to learn because there are also different rules apply when you're on the inside. Not different rules, but well, same punches, but different, not the same punches. Hooks and uppercuts and certain type of overhand choppies, but it's not a lot of straight punches. Yeah, like inside work is this is the thing. You could see it when Canelo was in there and they trying to get off and he pulling back and he just hit them to the body. Inside work, you still have to move your head. You can still use feints. You can still hop over. All of these things make a difference. You need green chilies and sugar. Oh, I see. You do need sugar. Powdered spices, a red onion, and tomato. Yeah, so it's like you don't you don't want you really don't want to not have inside work. You have to learn all ranges, but the inside, listen, every great fighter except Manny Pacquiao had inside work. Like Manny Pacquiao did, and he didn't one of the exceptions. He had his own little style, but he ain't had no inside work. That's why Inoue kind of don't. I want to say Inoue. Razor Ruddock was good in the inside, tall. Yeah, Razor Ruddock had good in. He old school though, so damn, I didn't even know they use mustard oil to cook vegetables. Pakistan, they use mustard oil. Didn't know that. So that this is the importance of inside work is is very important because every boxer with the all-time great boxing style had inside work. Can you break down fighting on the inside and the importance? Listen, another thing about fighting on the inside, you have to know how to put your head on both sides because there's different shots. Whether you left or right-handed, you have to know how to have your head on both sides and how to dig and come up under. You have to know how to use your arms and shoulders to block and roll. And it's not saying, yeah, no, it is different types of boxing going on in the inside because you're not doing all the slipping with your hands got to be up in certain positions on the inside. You cannot be on the inside like this thinking you getting work. Somebody will actually slide you. You got to get the hands up. One hand got to be protecting the shoulder. Some got to be protecting you so you can catch. You got to know how to use your back foot to get out of range, but keep the front foot in range. Man, it's so many different things when you're dealing with inside work because you don't want to get caught. Um, Not knowing how to create space for your punches. You see what I'm saying? If you don't know how to create space for your punches, it can, be detrimental for real. It could be detrimental for real because inside not knowing what to do in there could be the single reason why you can't win a title because somebody know that. And this is why I kept telling y'all, and the people kept thinking Errol had inside work. He really doesn't have it. Like, dang, fenugreek seeds help digestion, which is optional. I need turmeric, coriander, and cumin. Really, turmeric and cumin. As a tall fighter, you need the uppy game. No, as a tall fighter, you need inside work too. You need to know how to mix it and match it, depending who you fighting. You got to know when to be on the inside, when to come up out of there. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you tall, it's like, no, I'm gonna make sure I got good inside work because I know all these guys gonna be trying to get me in there, but when we get in there, I'm gonna touch them, and then I'm gonna get right back on the outside and get the boxing they beans up, and those are facts. And we'll do a whole live next on inside work and what it details, but Ryan don't really have inside work either. Him or it's just Ryan is more he can fight coming forward, but he really don't have inside work. Neither does Shakur. He reluctant to be on the inside when it's time to get there. Listen, people, a lot of guys do not have inside work. A lot of guys. Use chopped ginger. If you use minced ginger and chilies. Yeah, so it's like, so think about that. Like, inside work, every great fighter had it. Like Tommy, it didn't matter how tall you was. It's just that you not trying to be caught on the inside all the time. Because that be that fighter's range and they have their if you it's gonna make your legs more tired because now you have to bend down on when you get on the inside with somebody, now it's the shorter fighter's rules because you gotta be head level with him. So you got to be bending your knees, but you can't be square either. You see what I'm saying? You can't be square in there. You'll get your pack busted. And your punches, you would just be throwing arm punches. You're not going to have that turn. That's why you got to be in there at the angle. You got to be in there at the angle. You got to be in there at the angle. And you got to fry the spices. Yeah, so it's like put chopped bindi in a hot salt cook. Yeah, so y'all got to realize that inside work is crazy important because everybody has to have it. You should be able to fight in all ranges. That's why people be getting caught up in a style. That ain't cool because when you get caught up in your style, then you're not willing to learn another style. You see what I'm saying? Like you got to be willing to learn all the styles. You know what I'm saying? That's why Floyd was so hard to beat because he was he understood the styles. He understood how to use style, how to use the different styles. Very important. Like he understood how to use them styles, depending on who he was fighting. Use a different any style, and then it's a wrap for you. See what I'm saying? And then you done. I don't like my pendi with. I like my okra cooked all the way down, down. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's different rules. We'll do another breakdown about the inside work because you really gotta have a certain type of defense and be willing to be patient and find a guy's rhythm on the inside. How if he even throwing anything for real. Some guys just man, you gotta just be relaxed, seeing what they doing and relax. Okay, he like to do this. How I feel when I do this. Then those things they start to play out. You listen. When I start realizing the Eastern Europeans really didn't have inside work, that's when I start chopping beating they beating beating them down in the gym, breaking them down. That's when I really start breaking them down. That's when I start breaking them down, and then they start. I start seeing like, oh, okay, yeah, broke his ass down. He ain't get it. He get it now. See what I'm saying? That's really it. That's really it. We'll be back on. Troy Isley was working all ranges last fight, moving down. No, listen, he's gonna be nice. That's why we was doing that film study. He really understand the ranges and what's going on in there. He really do, and that makes it easier to bust packs. He really understands the ranges in there. He really does. That's why was doing what he be doing. Them ranges, when you understand them ranges on that level, it makes it a lot easier for you. You're not in there panicking and doing all these unnecessary moves like that. That's why people be getting a pack busted. They make a lot of unnecessary moves in the ring. You got to chill out with them unnecessary moves. They're not gonna do nothing for you. Unnecessary moves. We're gonna do a two a day today. We're gonna do a two a day today. So don't even trip. We'll be back. You gotta show some versatility. Quiz is right. You gotta show that versatility. You gotta show it. Like you gotta have the versatility. You gotta have that versatility, my G. You got to. And that's why you gotta really be knowing. You gotta know. You just gotta be honest. Like that's why I'll be looking at these fighters and I'll be like, man, he keep fighting certain type of fighters. He must don't have this some type, a certain type of work. And then when I be saying, well, I never seen him go forward, and then I'll be seeing it like, oh no, if he get in there with the right guy, they gonna bust his pack open, and it's gonna be over for him. So you gotta chill. With that inside work, you gotta really know how to be at that angle. Like if you right-handed, you really gotta be at that. Even you on the inside, you gotta be right here. Cause somebody gonna end up getting square if you just get and stay sharp. You could run the shots, catch them, and then you split him in half. The hand, one hand gonna be going around, and you just gonna be catching this one, splitting, bang, 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 bending your knees and turning and slipping and rolling. But if you get caught here on the inside, you gonna be taking shots because you too square. And even if you here, you gotta know how to go. Be moving and rolling and getting up under and pulling, coming back and turning, taking your head, putting it on either side, rolling, getting up under, rolling and ripping and rolling to this side. There's different. All of them is the same moves. It would be like if you rolled or something, you threw a 2-3-2. Now you got to roll and throw an eight, an 8-7, which is a hook, two hooks to the body. Boom, boom, like 8-7-3-6. Then you got to. It's the same rolls, slips, and catching in the shoulders, but then you got to be willing to throw. You got to be willing to let your hands go in combination and single shots. You can still pull counter on the inside, roll the shoulder, all of those things. But it's just different sets of punches because you want to land the maximum power. So hooks and uppercuts is what you really be throwing at that time. You be throwing them hooks and uppies. Yeah, we're gonna run to the store real quick. So we gotta grab some ingredients. Got to grab some ingredients. Got to grab some ingredients real quick. And we'll be back. Listen, God neither protects, heals, kills. He left you with all the power and the comfort to handle things that yourself because you got the spirit. That's the fifth law. We reap what you sow. One yourself.